Good morning and welcome. So, yes, I'm Karen Lockman. I'm the celebration assistant this morning, and we are so very excited and so most grateful that we have Karen Drucker this morning as both our speaker and our musician. Her message is joy in our hearts, the spiritual practice of joy in these rackadoodle times. Those are her words. Karen is well known in New Thought communities. She has recorded 20 CDs of her own original and inspirational music, and she's very generous sharing her songs. We sing many of her songs in our Unity community. Karen has an honorary doctorate of music for her work with the Centers for Spiritual Living community and a Grace Note Award for her work within our Unity community. Karen is the author of her book, Let Go of the Shore, which is a bestseller. Karen's music and messages heal, inspire, and empower. She loves making music that lightens our hearts, brings joy to our hearts, and making a difference in the world that you do, Karen. Welcome to our community. Welcome, welcome.
Good morning, everyone. It's lovely to be with all of you. Hello. So this is my magic wand that says you can sing. Okay. So even if someone told you you couldn't sing when you were younger, you can sing now. I want to teach you this little song. So you are welcome here. I just want you all to know you are welcome here. It goes like this. You are welcome here. 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 So that's your part. We'll come back to that. I'll sing this next part. Here we go. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Our arms are wide open. There's room for everyone. Wherever you're going, wherever you're from, you know what? You are home. You are welcome here. Let me hear you. You are welcome here. I hear it. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Whatever you've been through, you found us somehow. Wherever you are on your journey now, you are home. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. And you are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome. Now look around the screen. If you have a gallery view, tell somebody. Just pick a box and say, you are welcome here. Betty Lou, tell Robert, you are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome. Give it to yourself and say, I am. I am welcome here. 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 I am welcome. All right, tell everybody, we are welcome here. We are welcome. Put your hands to the screen. Tell everybody, we are welcome here. Everybody's welcome. We are welcome here. We are welcome here. We are welcome. Everybody's welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome. Everybody's welcome here. You are welcome here. I think that deserves some applause. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Karen. That was perfect.
Isn't Zoom fabulous that we can be together? All right, so let me sing you a little song, may I? Joy in Our Hearts was written with my friend J.D. Martin. So just take a deep breath, just wiggle a little bit, let's all just get here. Now I'll teach you this chorus, you can sing with me if you want. Peace for all seasons, love every moment, and the light shines wherever we are. And faith in the darkness, we need that these days. And hope in the silence, and joy, sweet joy, lives right here in our hearts. Okay, so if you want to get up and move a little bit, and stretch and flex and stretch and flex. Sound okay? You can hear me okay? Good? Every day is a choice to show some kindness. We all are part of one family, yeah. So connected, our hearts and spirits. I reach out for you, and you reach out for me. Now, peace for our seasons, love every moment, light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, and joy, joy, in our hearts. Now is the time to come together, to count our blessings. We are grateful. We lift our voices in one chorus. My brothers, my sisters, let's celebrate. Now peace for all seasons, love every moment, light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, and joy, joy, in our hearts. You always have to have a kazoo. This is the get down dance section. Good job, G. Here we go. Let's celebrate peace. Let's celebrate love. Let's celebrate light that shines. It shines, shines, shines. Let's celebrate faith. Let's celebrate hope. Let's celebrate joy. Joy in our hearts. Peace for all seasons. Love every moment, and light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, and now joy, joy, in our hearts. Now peace for all seasons, love every moment, light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, and now joy, joy, in our hearts. I'm talking about joy, joy, in our hearts. Let's say joy, joy, in our hearts. Oh, it's in my heart. I'm talking about joy, 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 joy. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. So check your joy meter. How are you feeling right now? Put your hand on your heart. Yeah, I love that, Robert. Yeah, I'm at 10. Well, I'm very joyful to be with all of you. And you know, joy really joy right now in these wackadoodle times. I don't know about you, but joy has been something I've been really looking at. And you know who's going through a hard time right now? Pretty much everybody. Everyone's kind of going through a hard time trying to find that joy with all the craziness that's going on. But this is what I love about doing talks, because whatever subject I pick, whether it's a retreat or a talk, any subject I pick, that's my therapy. All my issues, everything gets to come right here for me to look at. And so Karen mentioned I'm doing a cruise. We'll talk about that later. But I'm doing a women's retreat on a cruise ship next year. And when we were talking about what should the title of this be, the person that I'm co-facilitating with, she said, "Oh, let's do joy. Let's just do joy. Let's just talk about joy. Let's have the whole cruise be about joy." And the first reaction I had was, I'm not feeling joy these days. With all that's going on, I have this, if I have those joy moments come up, what comes up next to that a lot of times is guilt. Like, how can I be joyful? How can we be joyful when there's, pain and suffering and all this kind of stuff going on? But, I really looked at it and I thought, okay, this is going to be my spiritual practice for the year. What does joy really mean? How do I have joy in moments? What does it look like? What does that really mean to me? And so I've been looking at joy now from this lens of, how do I have it? How do I not feel guilty when I'm feeling it with all the other stuff that's going on? What does joy really look like? Is it a 24-hour-a-day feeling? Or is it moments? Is it savoring moments? Is it moments of kindness and compassion and grace? And what is happening in my life is I keep having these situations, these moments, these life lessons come up that keep showing me what that means. And so recently I had one of my very, very close friends in my life. I'm a competitive swimmer. I've been on a swim team for years. And my coach of 25 years or so passed away suddenly, just like that. He just had a heart attack, just passed away. And I was filled with such grief. And it was so interesting because when we had his memorial, we have an adult team and then a youth team. And this room where they had the memorial, I was amazed. It was packed to the rafters. I mean, there were so many people at this memorial. There were probably 300 people that just packed into this room. And the room, instead of this grief being in the room, everybody that got up to speak about Don Schwartz was his name, everybody who got up to speak talked about his joy of teaching the youth lessons that would lead them through their lives, the adults encouraging them to just do, go sign up for that swim meet. Yeah, you're 90 years old, you could do it. And he just would be this beacon of light. Now we would swim. Now I wouldn't be in this workout, but they would swim at 5:45. We had like 3 workouts in the morning, 5:45 in the morning, and then I would do like the 8:30 or 9 o'clock workout. But at 5:45, he'd be standing on that deck in the rain, in the freezing cold, or in the super hot heat of summer, always exuding joy. So thrilled to be there. He'd wake up at 4:30 in the morning, and he couldn't wait to get to the pool deck. And I took a picture. Someone took a picture, one of the speakers on stage, of looking out, and he would always start every morning going, "Everyone just put your arms up in the water. Be glad to be here." And so we had the whole room do his little morning expression. Can you see that? 300 people all going, "Wahoo!" And I just thought, that's how I want to live my life. I want to live my life that at the end of my life, people are going, "Oh, she lived it in joy." I want to be remembered that way. And I found this quote: "When death finds me, let it find me living." Isn't that a great quote? When death finds me, let it find me living. And I'm going to just add on to that, let it find me living in joy, that every moment up to the end is lived in joy. But, I really looked at the idea of how can I have that joy when there's another part of me that does feel guilty when I hear about people suffering. How do I balance all of that? And Joseph Campbell had a great quote. He said, "We cannot cure the world of sorrows, but we can choose to live in joy." Isn't that a great one? I'll say that again. We cannot cure the world of sorrows, but we can choose to live in joy. So that's a lot of what I'm going to talk about today. Is it's a choice. I have a song that says, today I choose to be grateful, so grateful. Or today I choose to be joyful, so joyful. Every morning it's a choice. How do I want to start my day? How do I want to start my day? And, I say this in every single talk because it's one of my little spiritual practices, is how we start our day. And if we start our day going, oh my God, I'm already behind, I turned off the alarm and now I'm late. Or do you start it in joy? And one of my favorite stories is when I was in a hotel and the alarm clock radio woke me up. And this is the first thought that I had of the day that carried with me all day was I had Linda Ronstadt singing to me, "You're no good, you're no good, you're no good, baby, you're no good." And then she goes, "I'm going to say it again, you're no good, you're no good, you're no." So what do you think I'm hearing all morning, all day, with anything I do? You're no good, you're no good. So that's why I write the songs that I write, because all of the albums, I actually have 23 albums at this point, and all of them start with the very first song on that album being something that you could wake up to. So I have "Thank You for This Day, Spirit, thank you for this day," or I have "I start my day with love when I start my day with love. That's what I get more of is love." So my question to you is, when you woke up this morning, did you wake up and go, "I'm filled with joy. It's a new day. Life is beautiful"? Or did you, sashay into the bathroom and look at yourself and go, "You beautiful specimen of gorgeousness, look at you"? Did you do that? Or did you go, "Oh my God, everything's dropping"? So I truly believe that when we start our day with that consciousness of joy, that's what just is the foundation for the rest of the day. You greet people from that place of joy. And, I'll tell you something. When I looked at that idea of joy and guilt and all that kind of stuff, I was at a conference recently where I was speaking, and the surprise guest speaker that nobody knew about, that she all of a sudden just walked in, was Joan Baez. And so, I live in San Francisco and she lives nearby, and, she just popped into this conference and she said, "I have some things I want to talk about." And it was basically a question and answer thing with her. And all the women just were like, Joan, how do you deal with what's going on in the world? I mean, how can we make it through these times? What can we do? And she looked at all of us with this little smile, and she said, and everyone thought that they were all, she was going to say, "You've got to go out and protest. You've got to do." She said, "It's all about joy." She said, "It's all about joy." She said, "Fill up your well with joy, love, and passion, and that allows you to shine your light. If you come to any of this with anger, it does no good." She said, "I'm 85 years old. I have been around the block. I have gone to those protests. I've done all that I've done in my life. And the main thing I've found is that," and this is what I loved, this line, she said, "My joy is an act of defiance. And from that place, I can make a difference." Because it's true, if you're coming to any of the protests or any of the things that could be happening in the world, if you're coming there with anger, what does that do? It just creates more anger. But she said, when you come from joy, you have this different energy that can really make the difference. And you just felt all the women go, "Oh, never thought of that." She said, "I'm 85 and I'm dancing every day." She said, "Dancing and art are my passions." And she said, "I dance every day, and from that place of dancing, I can make a better difference in the world." So what's your joy? What makes you happy? That's the best thing. It's an act of defiance. I love that. So my practice every day is truly what I just said, is I start my day looking, I put my hand on my heart and I say, what does my heart have to say today? What does my heart have to say? And it's about being present and looking at what brings me joy. So here's an exercise I do in all my workshops. What lights me up and what dims my bulb? What gives me joy and juice, and what depletes me? I mean, the difference of like just being able to say, I mean, here's the exercise I do all the time. It, not it. It, not it. So when something's it lights me up. You know how when something's it, like you could be doing an art project or something, and all of a sudden 3 hours have gone by and you're like, oh, how did that happen? As opposed to doing taxes or something that you just feel like the clock doesn't move. I mean, the best the best example I have of this, I used to play at a piano bar, and I swear to God, it was when I first started this job, it was it, because it was like, I'm a professional musician. I'm making $50 a night. Isn't this great? And it was one of those piano bars where it's like, it's the big piano where you're playing and everyone's sitting around having their drinks and smoking cigarettes and putting $1 in my tip jar. Hey, honey, play Misty for me. And at the beginning, I thought this was great. I'm a professional musician. This is fabulous. But about 6 months in, you know, when I would have just kind of drunk people at the table and they're asking for the same song, can you play Piano Man for the 50th time? It's like, okay, sure, no problem. And I remember I started this exercise where I took my watch off, because it's like, okay, I'm not even going to look at the watch, you know, for a long time. I'm going to just put that aside and I'm just going to play for a while, and you know, hopefully the clock will be moving faster. And I remember I did that one night and I looked at my watch and like 15 minutes had gone by when I thought it was 2 hours. So that's the difference of it, not it, right? So I think that's a great exercise to give all of you. Make a list, you know, do a little T on a paper. This is it, this is not it. When things are not it's, look at the not it's and go, do I really need to do that? Can I, you know, have somebody else do that? And so, you know, for me, it's also, you know, part of this exercise is when something lights you up, to give yourself that permission to do it and to have it. And if things come into your life that are going to challenge that, to be able to say no, to learn how to disappoint people. You know, one of my favorite expressions is, to be truly authentic to myself, I have to be willing to disappoint someone maybe every day. You know? And sometimes it means looking at the negative people in your life and going, not so much, not so much, don't really want to be with you. My favorite quote from Maya Angelou, I don't like negative people coming into my house because all their negativity gets on the curtains and then I have to wash the curtains after they've left. You know? Like, who's negative in your life? Bless them on their way. Thanks so much for sharing. Bye-bye. So I did something recently that was so joyful for me. I want to just share the story to you. So so as I said, I'm a swimmer. I'm not a runner. I am absolutely not a runner. I've got bad knees from all my years of swimming. I just, you know, I don't run. But I decided to do something that I thought could be really outside the box for me. And I signed up for a 10K race in San Francisco. And it was actually the San Francisco half marathon, but they gave you the option that you could do a 10K or a 5K. Well, I thought, all right, Drucker, let's just challenge ourselves. And it was in February of this year. And I did it because I thought, if I signed up for this thing, and this was like in September, if I signed up for this thing, it's going to keep me walking all through winter. I knew that, like, when it's raining, I know I've got to do a 10K in February. So, you know, get off your butt, Drucker. And what was so interesting about this is I had this belief system about, I don't like crowds, I can't run, that's too far, never done all that. All this, you know, all of my belief systems, which I also call BS, belief systems, also another word for that, BS. And so that morning, I get there and I'm triggered in every way. I'm so nervous about, you know, where am I going to park and how am I going to get to the start of the race and how does this work? And I've never done this before. And I'm like, ah! And I get to, you have to like walk a half a mile to even get to the beginning of this race. But there are 10,000 people. Listen to that, people. 10,000 people doing this race. This is in Golden Gate Park, if you know San Francisco. And I am already overwhelmed. I mean, the highly sensitive person in me is going, oh my God, there's like 70 minutes. And I just kept going, wait a minute. Why did you sign up for this? You did it. So just switch, you know, do a reframe. Look at, like, what is the joy that you can get out of this? And as soon as I flipped that switch, all of a sudden I started talking to people, and And I realized that to get to where the start was, there's so many people that I was like a quarter mile back. And when the gun goes off, you don't start running. You're like, like this. You're just like barely moving in this mass of people. But I wind up talking to this woman who's 95, who does this every year. And she's in her hot pink leotards, and she just looks like a total babe. And we're talking, and she's going, isn't this just fabulous? You know, look at all these people and the joy and the love. And I'm like, okay, I'll see it that way. And eventually you get to where the starting line is, and then people kind of start to, run a little bit, but you're still like in this massive thing of just walking along like this. But pretty soon people start running, and I don't run. So I just, I'm doing my little power walk, and I realize that I'll just go off to the side here, and everyone's running by me. And I'm just really aware that everyone's running, and I'm thinking I should be running. No. And then again, it was a choice. Like, look around. When are you ever in this park, just being able to be in these areas that you would have never even known about? And what I got from this whole experience is, oh, by the way, when I crossed the finish line, after like 2 hours later or whatever, I come in, and the guy goes, Karen Drucker, number 563. And I'm like, thank you, and people are cheering, and I'm like, thank you. And I'll tell you something, it was just the most amazing experience, because it was like, it was the thing that I loved about it. It was not so much that I did this race, it was that I moved through my BS, those belief systems of what is comfortable, what can I do? And I realized that it was the connections with strangers and the flowers and the butterflies and looking at the trees and witnessing kindness all around me, that people were stopping and helping each other if they were having a hard time, and everyone's encouraging each other. And it was amazing. And that's where I came up with, oh, maybe what joy is just joy bubbles, that you have little joy bubbles that come up. That at any moment you could, like this morning, I'm getting ready, and I look out my window, and there are 2 brand new little fawns. We have deer all around us because I live in nature, and these 2 little fawns that I had never seen before just go skipping by with their little dots on their. It was adorable, and I went, oh, there's a joy bubble before I've even started my day. So I also want to address another thing here that. Do I have time to do this? Yes, I'll just do this fast. That, you can also really sabotage. Your inner critic can come in and sabotage those joy bubbles. Your inner critic can come in and talk about, you're not good enough, or, why bother doing this, or who do you think you are when you go for stuff like that. I'll tell you, with that race, my inner critic was coming up. Oh, you're too old. You don't run. You don't, all these different things. And to me, it's allowing yourself to hear those messages that might be wanting to dim you down, or, who do you think you are that you can have this joy? Look at these people who are suffering. That you can tell that critic, this is a choice. I'm choosing to look at joy. And I always say to my inner critic, I know you are there. I hear what you say, but that is not my choice today. That is not my story. My story right now is I'm going to choose this. And I love this quote from Alan Cohen, who said, comparison is the death of joy. Comparison on any level, if you're jealous or whatever, comparison is the death of joy. So the other thing I really feel like is, and I'm really living my life in this way, is if you see something that touches you, say something. So, I think that's a TSA thing of like, if you see something, say something. If you see something dangerous, about TSA and, security. But I'm reframing that to be, if you see something that touches your heart, say something. First of all, acknowledge it to yourself. My little fawns that I just saw this morning, or just go, oh, there's a little joy bubble. But if you see something that touches your heart, you never know where that joy can come from. So fast little example, I do a walk in the morning a lot of times, and I was walking by this garden one day that I always look at because it's beautiful. This garden is just gorgeous. And the woman happened to be out there watering. I had never seen her before in my life. And I was walking by, and I remembered, okay, wait, if you see something, say something. And I turned around, came up to her and said, excuse me, I walk by your garden every day. Just got to tell you, it just brings me so much joy to see how things are blooming and what you've done with this garden. And immediately the woman got tears in her eyes, and I'm going, oh my God, what did I do? And she said, thank you so much for telling me that. She said, this is my mother's garden who passed away last year. And every time I come out here to water, I feel like I'm just connecting with her. You know, and in that moment, we had this sweet connection. This little, and I walked away just feeling such joy because we had a connection that we never had, you know, and it was beautiful. And so I just encourage all of us to just be present enough in the day. You know, start your day from that place of presence where you can see the joy. You know, comment to someone, and when someone has a child that's laughing and adorable, go up and go, what a cute little kid. This is just, you know, you've just made me happy by seeing that. I do that all the time when I see something, and you see people, it's almost like you're doing joy connections. It's not only just with you, you spread that joy around. So one of the practices I do, let's do these little pictures if we could. I collect pictures of kindness, and I collect pictures of joy because it just helps me. I put them on my altar and it helps me. So darling, if you could put some of those little pictures up for us. So look is that just joy personified? That's Alyssa Liu winning her gold medal at the Olympics, and what's so amazing about her story is that she just went out there and she said, I just want to have joy and I want to have fun. And everybody was amazed, if you read any interviews about her, that under this incredible pressure, that she still went out there. I have other pictures of her too. That I was like, which one is the best? Because every picture of her is just joyful. And that to me is joy personified. Okay, next slide. Is that just the cutest? I mean, don't you, when you look at a picture like that, don't you have an immediate little reaction, a little joy bubble come up? Adorable. Next. We can go to the next picture if you can. So, and this is great. This is a fast little story about this. This is a guy that started this company in Los Angeles where he takes senior citizens around on a bicycle just so that they can get out. These are people who can't necessarily, you know, walk or ride. And it's a volunteer thing. He just takes his bike like this and just rides people around so that they can get out in the air. And look at her. Is that just joy or what? Okay, next picture. Isn't that adorable? I mean, don't you just, when you see a picture like that, I mean, to even have that, you know, in your bathroom, you know, when you're looking in the mirror in the morning, to start your day looking at that, joy. Okay, next. So here's this old video. This is my friend Gary Lynn Floyd. This is his dog Judah. That when the first snow came, look at this. I mean, this is like this animal just like personifying joy to me. Jumping up and down, putting his little head in the snow. He said he was out there all day long doing this, like just for hours. He just kept jumping for joy. Thank you, darling. I appreciate that. So, as I said, just to kind of wrap this up, the joy is a practice and a choice. And in the midst of all the craziness of life, you know, the more we can just not do any kind of spiritual bypass to anything. I mean, feel whatever you're feeling about what's happening in the world. We have to. I mean, we can't avoid it. But to keep saying, I know that that's going on, and I'm going to choose this other way of looking at something. I'm going to feel it, but I'm going to let myself have that joy. And I love this quote. You are not a machine. You're a soul who needs music, connection, sunsets, laughter, and small pockets of joy. Prioritize them like your life depends on it, because it does. Life isn't meant to be a cycle of stress and survival. Pause, look up, let the sunset remind you you're here to live, not just to hustle. Life is not a to-do list. It's a gift. So walk slower, hug longer, laugh louder, love deeper. We've been conditioned to believe that constant productivity equals worth, but humans weren't designed for endless output. We need moments of wonder, connection, and rest, not as rewards for hard work, but as essential ingredients for a meaningful life. And I include listening to music, listening to positive message music that can just help you. So let's do a little meditation here at the end. So just close your eyes for a moment. And just knowing that at every moment we can choose. We can choose joy. We can choose love, peace. Because we can change the world one heart at a time. And we can change the world one heart at a time. I see you, I know you, you're a part of me. Sing that with me once. We can change the world one heart at a time. One heart at a time. We can change the world one heart at a time. I see you, I know you, and you're a part of me. Here's one other quote I want to give you. I believe that if at the end of it all, according to our abilities, we have done something to make another's life a little bit happier, something to make ourselves a little happier, maybe that's the best we can do. We must try to contribute joy to the world. That is true no matter what our problems, our health, our circumstances. We must try. I didn't always know this, and I'm happy that I've lived long enough to find this out. So this week, I want to invite you to think of something that brings you joy and give that to yourself, whatever that is, if it's some pampering thing or whatever. And then I want you to think about doing something that might bring joy to somebody else. So think about someone in your life that could maybe need a little, maybe they need a little joy burst, and that might come from you. And then I give you one little homework exercise. When you put your little sweet head down at the end of the day on your pillow, just ask yourself, what joy bubble did I feel today? What joy bubble did I feel? Because when you're looking for that during the day, you're going to create it. And so I leave you with this quote, when life tries to twist your tutu, just twirl around and dance. So we can change the world one heart, one joy bubble at a time. I invite you to do that. And so it is. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for that vibration of joy that you brought to us with your message and your music, and just your presence, guiding us to consciously choose joy. And I love the idea and the imagery of the joy bubbles. That's something I'm really going to take with me today. So thank you so much.
It's really been lovely to be with all of you. So we're not going to do the peace song today. I'm going to show you another song, but I'm going to do a little intro first, and then I'll show you how it goes. For years I would talk about how I wanted to change the world, but I always left it up for someone else to do. But then I finally realized that I needed to take a stand, and that by changing my thinking, I could change my life. And that's how I could change the world. So I'm going to sing this once slow and then you'll get it. So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. That's the whole thing. Let there be peace. I am a stand. I am a stand for peace, love. Let there be love. I am a stand for love, joy. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Do that again. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love, and let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Do that again. Let there be peace. Yeah. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love, and let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. That line again. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world right here, right now. And so it is.